I actually interned for National Self-Storage the last semester of my senior year. I happened to be dating the boss's daughter at the time, who is now my wife. After a brief stint in the Army after I graduated college, I came back to work for National Self-Storage as their consulting division manager. And then since 2004 to now, I've been the consulting division manager, the vice president, and now I'm the president of the company. July 1st, I'm actually going to be stepping in as the full-time CEO of Store Local. The former CEO, Lance Watkins, who has brought us this far, is going to be moving over to Tenant Inc. and focusing on continuing to develop that technology. On a square footage basis, we qualify as a large operator. I truly feel that we're almost a small plus operator. We are a home office of 2. My father-in-law, Bob Schaff, and I run all aspects of our portfolio. We oversee every part of running all of the operations of our facilities. We do have one district manager level team member, but besides that, we're running all of the back office stuff.
How do you keep it all together? Like, what's the secret sauce for you guys?
So, for us, it's really been leveraging technology. We use third parties and technology wherever we can to streamline all of the processes. We have third parties that handle our websites. We have third parties that handle our HR, third parties that handle our accounting. But all of those, when I say handle, all of those have technology pieces that allow us to control and maintain supervision of all of those parts and pieces while leveraging their businesses and let them do what they do best to aid our company in handling all of those things. When I look at small to medium-sized operators, they're the independents. And the biggest challenge to me for independents is remaining independent in the self-storage industry. Whether that be because of the growth of third-party management with all of the REITs, or the rising costs associated with operating facilities because of vendor consolidation in the industry, or just the increased competition in different marketplaces that make what was once a relatively simple business a little more difficult nowadays. Mm-hmm. And so for us, trying to remain independent is key. We're a family shop that's been around in the self-storage industry for 40 years. And I want to continue to be in the self-storage industry for the rest of my career. And I want to have that as an option for my son. Being able to remain independent and yet stay competitive in this environment is a challenge.
You mentioned vendor consolidation being one of the primary issues we're facing as an industry. From a business perspective, the vendors look at it as an opportunity because they're acquiring business to expand. How is it potentially a detriment to small to medium-sized operators?
If I was wearing my vendor hat, I would be doing the same thing. It makes sense from their side. From our side as an independent, the risk that is run is that our choices for products and services become less and less, or at least the idea of the choice. If a vendor buys 3 companies that all offer the same version of a service and they say, okay, well, you can choose any of these 3, but I own all 3 of them, it's still to me not actually a choice. I'm really only choosing between the one vendor that owns all 3 products. And so as that continues to constrict from wearing the vendor hat, the opportunity to increase prices increases as well. And so that then affects my operation as a self-storage operator and ultimately impacts my bottom line. Number 1 cost is payroll. Number 2 cost is property taxes. Then depending on the market, it can be technology related to internet and website advertising, whether that be my own systems or if I'm using a third party to help generate leads, whether it could be Google AdWords or other things that we could be using to try and increase the velocity of move-ins that we have. That can become a pretty big spend every month. And so we always are looking for ways to decrease our lead cost, improve our efficiencies from a employee usage standpoint, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about property taxes. We keep beating them down and they keep coming back. So actually the genesis of Store Local was to try and control the cost of our customer acquisition and the cost of our leads. And there was a group of an original 13 founders that all agreed that working together was a smarter model than trying to tackle this problem separately. And so we formed the co-op. The co-op model is in existence in most any industry that you come across. If you look at hotels, it's Best Western. If you look at hardware stores, it's Ace. If you look at grocery chains, it's IGA. These are independent owner-operators in these varying industries that want to remain independent and want to be in their respective business and continue that generationally. The only way in these other industries that they've found to continue to be successful and be able to compete with highly funded large companies is to band together at some level and try and control pricing, develop their own products and services in a way that is beneficial to them, and allow themselves to really compete and be able to continue to compete against some pretty difficult headwinds. As we have grown since 2013 to over 1,200 facilities and 140 member companies, the mission is still to let all of those companies be independent and ultimately have choice in a free and open marketplace, to always have a fallback for our members in the event of continued vendor consolidation in specific verticals for the industry. Without us, as I talked about earlier, those choices go away and it ultimately affects our valuations because of our ROI. We partner with different vendors in the industry who share the vision of the co-op and see the value in what we're providing to our members. And we negotiate with those partners on different levels, whether it be preferred pricing, preferred service, something that ultimately benefits our members, benefits our partners, and is still beneficial to the co-op. Those relationships are a key piece of what the co-op is offering. There are some other products and services that we're going to be getting into, specifically tenant insurance and protection. We're going to spin off our own subsidiary company that will own a tenant insurance captive and protection company. One of the other things that we want to tackle that is really one of the most difficult things for a small to mid-sized operator are employee benefits. The costs of health insurance have gotten so out of whack just in the last 5 years that it's difficult to offer employee health options to your store managers and employees. The co-op is hoping to be able to group a large enough section of our members together to be able to provide an option that is competitive for those members. For employees, that's a really important piece. And if you're trying to hire quality people to run your facilities that are worth millions of dollars, you need to be able to offer a benefits package that allows that employee to feel comfortable and succeed. You go to the ISS show. We did an interview at ISS a month and a half ago. There were 4,000 people there. A great majority of them don't even own a storage facility yet and are interested in learning about self-storage and getting into self-storage. Well, we have a breadth of knowledge across 140 companies that could tell someone how to run a storage facility very well. And so we're looking to put together a brand and a package that would allow someone new coming into the industry the complete roadmap and then the support needed to execute that roadmap to own their own facility. And so those are some of the things non-technology related that the co-op is going to tackle moving forward. Tenant Inc. was directed by the founders of the co-op. The co-op, since 2013, has created some technology products. We've spent a lot of time focused on technology. We have got a web product, digital signage, tenant interface, all of these things that we've created our global distribution system we call GDS. All of these things the co-op has created. We were directed by our founders to go out and figure out a structure, form a company that could build a property management software system. We don't actually call it property management software because we think of it slightly differently. We're operating spaces. But it's a property management software for members of the co-op and owner-operators. Founded by members of the co-op and funded by members of the co-op, that is designed to go out and build flexible technology that is forward-looking, that allows operators choice in the products and services that they use to run their business. Tenant Inc. is now the technology-focused piece of the co-op. Like I said, our partners that we have been really good to us. They believe in the vision of the co-op and what we're trying to provide to our members. I want to continue to add some strategic partners as kind of directed or needed by our membership. And so I want to keep all of the momentum going and try and create that member value so that a one-store operator gets much more than $129 out of their monthly dues. And if I can do that, we can grow the number of facilities in the co-op. I'd love to be at 2,500 stores. As we continue to grow as a co-op and the co-op mentality continues to take hold, it's going to be a snowball effect, I believe, for the industry as people realize that in order to remain independent in this super competitive environment, they're going to have to join up and we're going to have to work together.